Jürgen, Mike, thanks for coming to the first ever TicTacTeq podcast. My name's Samuel. These are my two friends. We're going to have some fun over the next 5-10 minutes, and we're going to talk everything you want to talk about. But what I like to talk about would be timepieces, tacos, and tequila. Because you can't live life without any of those three. Tell me, and I'll start with you, Mike. Have you seen any changes in the type of watches that you used to like compared to the ones you like now?
You know, I mean, I branched into, of course, I wear Rolex right now, but I branched into Breitling, and I like Panerai, and I like a lot of them. But at the end of the day, there's just something about the quality build of a Rolex. And you know what? Even though it's expensive, they're still relatively affordable.
Right.
You start looking at a Patek Philippe, one of those, Vacher and Constantine, I think it's pronounced. I mean, they're just a lot of money.
Right.
You know, so Rolex is one of those watches where you can buy it. If you want to sell it and move up, you're always going to get your money out of it. You can wear it, you can beat it up, it's dependable. So it's just a good watch. And, you know, I look at it as an investment portfolio too, right? It's part of that investment. If you ever need money one day, you want to sell it, you're always going to get your money out of it. And Rolex just kind of carries that panache. Jürgen,
you're new to this game. Tell me when you bought your first tag.
Well, I think it was also sometime in the early 2000s. It was before we had the cell phones, so I need to know what time it
was. This looks good. So,
but I've always liked the tags. I just thought they had a nice look. I wasn't a guy who liked those huge watch faces. You know, it didn't look good on me, so I wanted to find something that had kind of a sleek look to it. Tiger Woods wore this. So he watch.
He did the link, yeah.
And I was a big fan of his at that time.
That's true.
So,
me too.
It's dependable and it just seemed classy, and it was something I could wear at work.
Yep.
And still wear it going out and stuff. So it kind of bridged that divide. So yeah.
Did you ever read the story on why they call it Tag Heuer?
No.
If you have time, anyone that's interested in watches, if you have time, just Google the partnership and the merger between the old company used to be called Technique d'Avant-Garde, TAG, T-A-G, it's French. Heuer was another watchmaker. TAG was very popular in precision timing for sports events, skiing, anything. So they had kind of that you would use the word panache for being the best at something. Technique d'Avant-Garde was one of those companies. And Heuer, the original tag manufacturer, they were having some problems. So I believe it was a VC firm that had Tag, bought the two companies and put them together, and that's why they're called Tag Heuer now.
Watchmaking?
Yeah. Well, Heuer is already in the watchmaking. So if you ever see a Heuer watch, just Heuer, that looks like a Tag Heuer, buy it. It's gonna be good. What's your deal on tacos? How do you like tacos? What type of taco is your favorite taco?
Oh, I like tacos, just in general.
Do you have favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know, because we talked about timepieces, and my next favorite thing is talking about tacos, because we'll get into the tequila later on.
Yeah, well, that's another reason why I like tacos.
Do you prefer fish, shrimp, carne asada, pork?
Yeah, I would say carne asada.
So beef.
I'm not as big on the fish tacos.
Okay.
I've had some delicious pork belly tacos.
Ooh, that'd be good.
There you go.
But yeah, typically some kind of meat, and then just lots and lots of toppings.
No.
And spicy.
I'm gonna wait. So spicy pork belly seems to be top. Yeah. What about you?
I gotta agree. I gotta ditto that.
Really?
I'm not a fish taco guy, even though I seem to be really popular where you go fish tacos, which I'll eat them.
Yes.
But if I had my choice, it'd be carne asada.
Carne asada.
Pork belly is obviously
pork bellies,
right? Yeah, I mean, Taco Bell makes some great tacos.
I was like, that's it. The door's over there. You're out.
Yeah. No, but that's where you first learn about tacos, and you think that's tacos. And then, I'm lucky I get to travel, globally in my job. So, I've eaten some tacos, and it's one of those things where if you have a good taco, you really notice the difference, right? If you live in a certain town or a state or whatever it is, and you tend to visit those same restaurants over and over. You think, this is the best taco I ever had.
And they always say, this is the best taco.
This is the best
Yeah.
taco you'll ever eat, right? And then
That's
you go
right.
somewhere and you're like, no, this is the best taco.
Right.
So that's the fun part of it, right? Is everywhere you go,
That's
it could
right.
be the best taco
That's
you'll
right.
ever eat.
That's right. That's cool. That's absolutely right. Now, corn or wheat for the shell?
Flour.
Or flour, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My French is kicking up.
Corn, yeah.
You don't like the corn?
And that's
So do you put cheese? With cheese?
Yep.
Flour, okay.
Yep.
With cheese?
I agree. No corn, man.
Now, tequila. When it comes to tequila, do you guys have a go-to tequila or you don't care?
Oh, you know what? I'm a bourbon guy, Scotch guy.
Yes.
So I'm kind of new to the.
Oh, nice.
I know that. So now, as of late, I've seen these. I don't know the name. Maybe you know these fancy bottles.
Yeah.
They're white and blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like
It's
the
so
big,
tall, skinny.
the
Yes.
big thing now, right? People are giving them as gifts.
Well, my next show will have a couple of those
Okay,
on,
all right.
so maybe you guys can come back and do the tasting after.
Still a couple watches.
Yeah.
So for me, like, if I was going to buy tequila to drink, I would just gravitate to that because everybody else is doing it. So I'm like,
That's right.
that must be good.
They're good. I'd say similar to watches if you don't know, like I said, there's probably 3,500 different watchmakers in the world right now, not just in Switzerland, but around the world that makes really great timepieces. We know, 10 to 20 of them. Is the exact same thing with tequila and mezcal.
So many.
There's so many of them, right? And then the interesting part of that is you're seeing tequila the consumption of brandies and whiskeys and bourbons, right? It's getting very popular. So what you're seeing is a lot of people commercializing a lot of these tequilas because there's a need for it. I'm going to give a plug. If you like watches, you can go anywhere. First of all, go to your jeweler to see if they have a watch that you want. If they don't have the watch that you want at your authorized dealer, you should go. There's a website called Grailsy. Have you ever heard of that, Mike?
I have.
Go to grailsy.com. The idea of that website at Grailsy was to have people like myself who collects watches, if they ever want to sell it, you put it on that website, because that website, they figured out a way on how to get buyers and sellers to come together without having huge middleman fee like eBay and Chrono.
Okay. I've seen it advertised as of late.
It's really good.
So they're saying if you've heard of Chrono 24, what
You
about
should go.
Ramsey, and so it's a
And
better,
they're vetted.
it's a better market.
So you sell. You actually have to send your watch to Grailsy. They look at it. They
Okay.
make sure it's fine. I've bought watches from Grailsy, and like I said, Top Notch as a website might be the best website to purchase and sell watches when you want to come out of watches. Well, guys, that's it for our podcast for today.
Yeah, thanks for having
us.
Yeah,
Right? Thanks for coming over here
Yes, sir.
in my studio.
Yeah, this
right?
is great. I can
Thanks.
sit out here all day,
Right.
man.
So we can keep drinking if we want, but we'll stop the camera.
The only thing next time is where got to bring in the tacos.
Well, we're gonna bring in stuff. So the tacos will be fun because you have to make them, and then because we can show pictures and all stuff.
Bourbons,
I'll bring my Crown 18 and,
So we'll do maybe one of my last shows of the year. We'll do a reunion of everybody that came on the show, and then we'll have like a little party, and then we'll have some outtakes and stuff, and then that will be the podcast for that.
Okay.
Look, I think it's a great idea. I think there's a lot of people out there that would dig what you're doing, and this whole drinking and watches or whatever. It's a great. I call it a hobby.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe people want to incorporate drinking with a hobby, but just
It's tasting. We're just
enjoying
tasting.
these types of things is fantastic, man. I appreciate you inviting me, man.
Thanks.
I hope I come back.
Appreciate it.
We will. All right, guys.
We'll all have different watches.
That's right. Well,
Gotta get you up to speed, man.
yeah. We're getting him started. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was more than 5 minutes.